Okay, Miguel, we're going to go over your video lesson now. I'm going to start out taking a look at your forehand. Looks like you got a nice, smooth, semi-loop on that forehand. And you do a good job of keeping the backswing on the correct side of the body over here. I don't see any of your backswing back here, and that's very important that you keep that swing behind the ball. Okay, this looks good right here. Your left arm's parallel to the baseline. The racket head's straight up above your hand. Good early preparation as you're moving to the ball. Okay, loading up in that open stance. Now this is what we're looking for right here, that lock-in position with the butt of the racket lined up towards the ball. And you got a very efficient swing because, like I said earlier, everything stays on the right side of the body so that you can get into that lock-in position. Contact point, what we're looking for here is that elbow. We want to be about 3 to 4 inches out in front of the body on your contact point. So that we could move out just a little bit, you get a little bit more power. Good follow through as you release the racket head. Nice finish, perfect follow through. You got your elbow higher than your shoulder, butt of the racket's back towards the target, and you're catching it into your left hand. Okay, so really, everything looks very, very good on this forehand. Okay, I'll just throw in a couple of comparisons for you. And what we'll see, let's move this over a little bit. What we'll see is you have all the same fundamentals that these guys have. You look at Agassi and how far on the right side of his body he keeps his backswing. Everything's out here behind the ball. There's his lock-in position. And what I wanted to point out to you is right here on this shot, you see how he pushes that racket head up with his left hand. Left arm's parallel to the baseline, just like yours. Tip of the racket's right up above his hand, just like yours. Contact point is where we'll find just a little bit of difference with that elbow out here in front. Okay, yours is awfully close. Looks pretty good. Can't really tell a big difference, but just want to make sure that you're maximizing your power by keeping that out in front of you. Good looking forehand. Perfect follow through. Good balance. So we take a look at the backhand. We really want to get that racket back before the ball bounces on your side of the court. This preparation on the backhand is probably the most important fundamental. Okay, as you can see, the ball's bouncing here, and you're still taking the racket back, back, back. Okay, it's almost time to hit, and you just finish the backswing. What happens if the ball is coming, say, 70 miles per hour, and it's deep and it's penetrating, maybe with some heavy spin? You want to make sure you have that racket back before that ball bounces so that you've got plenty of time and you're not rushed. The reason the pros make it look so easy is as soon as they see the backhand, they're going to turn the hips and shoulders and get that racket back first as they're moving to the ball. So when they get behind it, they're ready to go. Now this looks good. There's your lock-in position. Butt of the racket's at the ball. Good contact. Now we're going to look for the extension with your elbows going out through that ball. That's a good follow through. That's what we're looking for, as much extension as we can get with those elbows going out in front of the body. This one's a little bent. We want to make sure that gets extended and then finish up. Now anytime you step into the ball with this neutral stance, you want to bring that back foot around so you have good balance. And then you can push off of that to cross over on your recovery. Right there, we want to be explosive with that push if you're actually playing in a point. The volleys, we want to turn the hips and shoulders slightly, and we want to time that step simultaneous to the contact. Very good. It's good timing with your weight transfer. Transferring your weight directly into that ball, keeping your wrist firm, racket head up. Just remember, the more open that racket face, the deeper the ball's going to go. And with a little bit of underspin on it. But that's good technique. It's a good angle. We want about 45 degrees above the wrist. If we were to measure it, I'd say it's probably 5 degrees. Perfect. Textbook. Good follow through because you didn't chop down and you stayed with the ball out towards your target. Very good technique. Again, that's a good step out with your left foot. Getting out behind the ball with your base. Hips and shoulders turned slightly. This backswing's okay if it's a floater, you know, a ball with no pace, which it is. I fed you an easy ball, so that backswing's okay. Just remember, if it's coming really fast, to shorten it up a little bit. Good timing again with the weight transfer into the contact. That way you're using the strongest muscles in the body. You want to use those legs for your power. Actually, the power comes from the hips turning and the legs driving. Again, good follow through because you kept the racket head above your wrist. You didn't chop down on it. You stayed with the ball out towards the target. And the shoulder stays sideways too. On the serve, we want to keep our toss slightly out in front and get into a good trophy position, which is the left arm up, the same time the tip of the racket's up. This would be the ideal trophy position. Straight up here, tip of the racket straight up there. Next thing is we check is the contact point. We want to be fully extended. It looks good there. As high as you can reach. It looks like you, on the follow through, if we can get the strings instead of forward to actually be off to the right in a pronation, you'll find you'll get even faster racket head speed and even more power. And I'll show you a couple of examples. And with your feet, I'd go ahead and start as close to the line as possible since you don't move your foot. And then after you hit, we want this foot to land over the baseline inside the court, which if you had started it close, it would have landed over the baseline. But I just take advantage of every inch possible. Okay, so let's take a look at your pronation in your trophy position. Let's see, we got a few different pros that we can look at. One of the biggest servers on the tour is this Max Mirny. He's got a monster serve and he's got excellent technique. And you take a look at his trophy position, left arm up, same time the tip of the racket's up. Shoulders are lined up towards his target, so it's left hip out a little bit. So you got your left arm to the racket up, shoulder lined up. Looks like you got a little bit of left hip out. Okay, so this kind of acts as a fulcrum point. The upper body's going to extend, the shoulders are going to rotate. So all the energy's going up to the toss, and then full extension, and then you can see the follow through here, where strings are actually facing off in that direction. And then there's another angle that we can see as pronation, is the strings are flat here, then they start to move to the right a little bit more, and by the third frame, they're totally pronated. Okay, so you got some good technique there, and then watch his feet. Watch his feet end up over that baseline inside the court. Looks good. We want one straight line from toe all the way up to contact. Looks like you're well lined up well. And then just work on that pronation a little bit where your strings come off this way. And that'll do it.